All right, if you live in Weatherford or western areas of Fort Worth, you need to be getting into your shelter as we have a massive supercell producing 90-mile-per-hour winds and baseball-sized hail headed straight towards Weatherford, especially on the eastern side. We also have a tornado warning in effect for the eastern side of Weatherford, and this storm is kind of moving towards Fort Worth. If it continues on its current trajectory, it will pass looks like between Weatherford and Fort Worth. However, there is a severe thunderstorm warning directed towards Fort Worth with baseball sized hail and 70-mile-per-hour winds. So I will be getting ready to go into my shelter if I live on or in the city of Fort Worth, especially on the western side in the town of White Settlement. Um, if you live in Reno, Springfield, Azle, you should already be in your shelter as we have multiple tornado warnings ongoing and baseball-sized hail and 90-mile-per-hour winds with the storm. Taking a look at our velocity, I think this storm already has a tornado on the ground because looking at the velocity, we have a very intense rotational couplet on the south side of Springtown. I think we may have a tornado on the ground, unfortunately, on the south side of Springtown, Texas. This is going to be moving to the southeast along with our supercell. So we do have a likely tornado on the ground with this storm as well, headed towards Sanctuary and Azle. So get in your tornado shelter if you live in Sanctuary and Azle, Texas, as we have a tornadic storm headed in your general direction. Should this storm remain tornadic, and I don't see any reason why it wouldn't, it will eventually head towards the western suburbs of Fort Worth within the next hour or so. So pay very close attention if you live in White Settlement, River Oaks, Benbrook, and the western suburbs of Fort Worth for this tornadic storm that is headed your direction. And looking at the velocity loop, it looks like we're seeing multiple tornado spin-ups with this supercell as it slowly drifts to the southeast across northwestern areas of Texas. And finally, looking at our correlation coefficient, let's see if there's any debris signature with this storm, with this tornadic signature. And I do think we have a little bit of a debris signature south of the town of Springfield, right over here. This looks like a little bit of a debris ball forming with our tornadic storm. Over Springtown looks like a tornado forming just south of Springtown, moving to the southeast, as it is located directly over the velocity couplet. So I do believe we have a tornado on the ground south of Springfield moving to the southeast. So you're going to want ahead and go and get into your tornado shelters. If you live in Sanctuary, Azle, even Reno, in case we see the storm or the tornadic part of the storm hook to the right. So yeah, it looks like we're getting tornadoes spinning up to the south of Springtown, where it also looks like we've been having multiple tornadoes with this supercell over the last hour or so. As it moves to the southeast, we see several CC drops in the storm. So just make sure you are preparing for Tornadic Supercell if you live in Sanctuary, Azle, and in the next hour, Lake Worth, White Settlement, and Benbrook in the western suburbs of Fort Worth.